All right, welcome to the webinar today. We're really glad to have you. It's September 14th, 2016, and we're here with our Pronunciation Pro students and ready to answer questions from our students who are going through the program, the Pronunciation Pro 12-week program, which is actually the core of the program is the 12-week program. And then once you finish that, we have an alumni course that you can move into to get extra training and extra practice with the things that you've learned in the first 12 weeks. But really, I kind of think of it as the first 12 weeks kind of lays the foundation. And then from there, we get to kind of build off of that and really help you become, you know, very consistent with all the new skills that you've learned, and be able to use them in different contexts. And also, as you continue on further in the alumni course, we talk about leadership skills and presentation skills and confidence and fear, and we kind of go into a lot of these areas that I've found to be very very helpful for my students, because so many of you are in professional roles in companies and in your careers, and it's really just the communication factor, the communication barrier that's keeping you from those leadership responsibilities. So as you really develop those communication skills, then you are more qualified to fill those manager roles or those kind of higher level roles within your company. So that's what has been fun to see, is our students be able to progress in their careers and get those promotions and be able to continue on where they were kind of stuck before because of the communication barrier. All right, so just a thought here at the beginning, something that I've been thinking about lately is just consistency. Now, I had an experience recently, and I've always been a big advocate for consistency. It doesn't matter if, you know, I don't feel like so much depends on natural skill or ability. The people who tend to be the most successful are those who are willing to be consistent in their practice. And in whatever it is, if it's, you know, pronunciation skills and English skills, that too, but just anything that you're consistently working at over time, you're able to really develop that skill in a very big way. And the thing that made me think of this is my son, and let me show you. So my son, Jimmy, he is 6 years old and he's in first grade. And he was really struggling with reading. And so we decided, okay, every day we're going to spend 20 minutes reading with him, and I'm going to be as consistent as possible with it. And so we've been sitting down every day for 20 minutes and reading with him, and it's been absolutely amazing. And just in the last 2 or 3 months, what a dramatic difference that has made for him in just that consistency. Very slow and laborsome at the beginning, but as we continue to just be consistent with that daily habit, he's now doing incredibly well, and the progress has just been multiplied day by day. He just is making faster and faster progress. So that's something that I would encourage you to kind of think about, is that the progress that you're going to make in this program is very much dependent on consistency. As consistent as possible as you can. If you can only give 15 minutes, so do 15 minutes every day. If you're able to give 20 minutes, 25, 30, great. But if it's just that maybe 10 or 15 minutes a day of that repetition, that practice, then that will make more of a difference than, once a week I gave an hour. That doesn't make as big of a difference. So just kind of evaluate how you're going about this course and what will make the biggest difference. So for those of you who are new to this webinar, this is my family. My husband, my 3 sons, and then I have a 4th son on the way in actually 2 months. So we're really, really excited about that. Okay, just real quick, I know I went over this during the last webinar, and I've sent emails and things about it, but tomorrow's the last day for our back to school discount. I only do this, I've only done this once a year, so now's the time to do it. But and I don't think I've ever done this much of a discount, but really want to help you kind of meet that 2016 goal. If you're kind of in the program, you're struggling through and want to move from kind of that basic membership to one that is either the yearly membership or something where you get a little bit more personalized training, then we can do that. Okay. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into our questions here. This is from Artem, and I see that you are here. Arden says, I'm a Russian native speaker and it's hard for me to distinguish the ah sound from the eh sound. So for example, in the words bad and bed, could you help me with this? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and unmute you. Artem, you there? Artem? Okay, I'm gonna keep you unmuted in case you're able to get that microphone kind of working there. Because I would love to go through these with you since you're the one kind of saying that you're having a hard time distinguishing between those sounds. This is a very common one for a lot of our students. So I have a lot of examples here that we're going to go through, make sure that they are working, or you're able to hear it. So I can see you kind of working on that. So I'll let you kind of work through that. And we'll go through. So what we'll do is kind of a listening practice here at first and make sure that we can hear it. So Artem, even if your microphone won't work, definitely make sure you write in your answers in the questions box. So I'm going to do a listening quiz. So this is, I'll compare the first word and the second word. So what we're going to do is I'm going to choose either the first word and second word and say it. And then in the questions box, I want you to all write 1 or 2, depending on which one you think that I'm doing. All right, here we go. So let's see. Bed, bed, bed. Okay, I'm getting some responses. All right, so I said the second word, bed. The first word is bad. Okay, so the way that I'm distinguishing between the two, and this helps to kind of hear them right next to each other. Bad, bed, bad, bed, bad, bed. So the difference here is in the vowels. In the ah vowel, there's a drop jaw. It has more of an open sound to it. Ah, ah, ah. The second sound, eh, eh, eh. You see, I don't drop my jaw as much. Eh, eh, eh. A little bit more neutral in the pronunciation. Ah, eh, ah, eh. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, how about this one? Man, man, man. Okay, am I saying the first word or the second word? Man. Okay, I want to see some responses in the questions box. First word or second word? Okay, good. First word. Man, man, man. Okay, so the difference here, man, men, man, men. So ah, eh, man, men. All right, good. Let's go in. Another one. Dad, dad, dad. First word or second word? Dad. Good. Okay, first word. Oh, okay, so Artem, you are hearing the second word. So let's go ahead and contrast there. So I said the first word, dad, dad, da, da. This one's going to be de, de, de. Okay, so da, de, da, de, dad, dead. Okay, so we're going to keep going to do more because I want to make sure, Artem, that you're getting those. Okay, so here's two more. Ready? End, 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 end. First word or second word? Good, Artem. Good. Second word. Okay, so let's contrast. And, end, and, end, and, end, 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 and, end. And it's really in that, you know, being able to hear both of them right next to each other that that kind of help distinguish those. So that's why I keep jumping back and forth. And, end, and, end, and, end. All right, let's do another one. Okay, so am I saying the first word or the second word? Beg, 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 beg. Good. Second word. Excellent. Okay. Bag, beg, bag, beg, bag, beg. So that's contrasting the two there. So Artem, tell me in the questions box, are you hearing a little bit of the difference now that we've kind of gone over a few, or is it still so close that it's hard to tell? Okay, a little bit. So let's keep going. Okay, so here we go. Axe, 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 axe. And this one's just the name of the letter, and this one's the tool. Axe, axe. Excellent. Okay, Artem, you are hearing the second word. So I was saying the first word, axe, axe, axe. The second word is X, 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 X. Okay, let me contrast them. Axe, X, axe, X, axe, X, a, a, e. All right, let's do another one. Let's see. Pen, 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 pen. Excellent. Okay, Artem, you were able to get that one. The second word, pen. So pan, so I'm going to contrast them. Pan, pen, pan, pen, pan, pen. Okay, how about this one? Sat, 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 sat. Sat, sat. Okay, so it sounds like, Artem, so you said the second word, but that was actually the first word, sat. Okay, so it sounds like when you hear the second word, you're able to, when you hear the eh sound, you're able to distinguish that. You've been able to hear the second sound, that short eh. It's the ah that you're having a hard time hearing. So that ah, ah, ah. So sat, 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 sat. Whereas this one's set, set, set. Okay? And I wish I was able to kind of hear you do that. So if there's any way to get your microphone working, that would be awesome. But, and I might, what I'll do, Artem, is if we can't get your microphone going, I'm going to have you send me a recording of you saying these so I can kind of get a feel of what you're doing. That could be a problem. Okay, so this is an interesting one because this word, said, has the eh sound, but it's spelled AI. So it's one of those just exceptions to the rules. It doesn't follow the spelling rules pronunciation rules, I guess. So so it's really pronounced said, almost like S-E-D. Which I've kind of now given that away. So this one, I'm going to go ahead and just contrast these. Sad, sad, said, sad, said, sad, said. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's go. These next two are going to be a little bit longer words. So let's see how you do with these. So tamper, tamper, tamper. First word or second word? Tamper, tamper, tamper. Okay, so this is actually interesting. I'm hearing a lot of confusion on this one. So I'm actually saying the first one, tamper, where the second word is temper, temper. Okay, so contrast tamper, temper, tamper, temper, temper. Okay, ta, te, ta, te, te. Okay, and I will have somebody try these out after we go through the listening exercise. All right, how about this last one? Blend, 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 blend. So Artem, can you go ahead and say something? Let me see if it's going to work for us. Still not hearing. I'm having a little bit of problems with my mic. Okay, can you guys hear me now? Okay. Yes, okay, good. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's try that one again, that last one. Let me get everything back up here. Thank you for communicating with me. Isn't communication an amazing thing? Solves all sorts of problems. Okay. Okay, so let me contrast those two. Bland, blend, bland, blend, blah, bleh, blah, bleh. Okay, so that's the difference. Ah, eh, blah, bleh, blah, bleh. All right, who wants to try this? So I have, there's kind of a raise hand icon that you can put up. Go ahead and do that. Dinesh? Ooh, Dinesh, you there?
Bland, yes. Bland, 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 bland,
Good.
bland,
I'm hearing a very
bland.
big difference. So go ahead and read through some of these other words. So from the top.
Yeah. Bad, 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 bad,
And then go to the
bad.
next one.
Man, 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 man,
Next
man. Next one is dad, dad, dad,
one. Good.
dad,
Perfect. Okay, next one.
dad, and, and,
Good. Next
end,
one.
bag, 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 bag,
Good.
bag,
Next one.
X, X,
Okay, so this,
X,
here, let's do that one again.
X,
Axe.
X, 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 X,
Good.
X,
There it is.
pan, pen, pan, pen, pan, pen.
Okay, here's one thing that I'm hearing on that one is I'm hearing more of a B sound instead of a P sound. So we need to get a little bit more airflow on that. A trick is to kind of put a piece of paper in front of your mouth and go pan, pen, pan, pen. And if you're seeing the paper move, then you're getting the right P sound. If it's
Okay.
ban, ben, then you won't see the paper move. Okay?
Pan, pen, pan, pen,
Mm-hmm.
pan, pen,
Yeah, so what we're
pan,
doing, we're kind of
pen,
turning off our voice. Try that for me. Yep. Pan.
pen, pen,
Pan.
pen, pen,
Mm-hmm.
pen, pen,
Much better.
pen, set, 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 set,
Good.
set, set,
Okay, next one.
sad, sad, set, sad, set,
Good. Next one.
temper, 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 temper,
Good.
temper, temper,
Mm-hmm.
blend, blend, blend,
Excellent.
blend.
Good job, Dinesh. Yeah, you're getting that. Okay, I'm going to have
Thank you.
someone else do that too. Looks like this one's kind of a popular one. Okay. Luyen. Luyen, you there?
Yes,
Okay.
good to see you.
Good to talk to you too. Oh, Artem, I think your mic might be working. Here, hold on. Artem, say this something again.
Hello?
Okay. So Luyen, I'm going to come right back to you in just a minute, okay?
Sure.
Artem, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, good. We got it working. Okay. All right, good. I want to hear you go through these so that I can hear kind of if there is a difference in the way you're saying them.
Okay. Bad, bed.
Mhm.
Man, men.
Mhm.
Dad, dead. And, end. Bag, beg. Axe, X.
Mhm.
Pan, pen.
Mhm.
Sat, set. Sad, said. Tamper, temper. Bland, blend.
Okay, those sounded awesome. That was perfect. Okay. So,
Thank you.
so it's kind of interesting to hear that you can do it so clearly in the way you're saying it, but it's still, how did you do with the listening exercise by the end? Did you feel more comfortable with it, or was it still just, I'm not sure?
About listening?
Yeah, during the listening part.
When I hear that this pair together,
Mm-hmm.
it's easier for me to distinguish these sounds. But
Okay.
when I hear just one of them, it's hard. Too
Oh,
hard.
okay. Okay. So maybe do that where you kind of contrast them, for maybe a week, kind of read through them in contrast and see how that kind of tunes your ear to the differences there so that when you see them out of context or out of this pair situation, if that helps you be able to hear it better on its own.
Yes, I hope so.
Okay. Well, keep doing that. If you want, if you kind of go along and you're still having trouble with that, come back to me and say, I'm still having trouble with that, and we'll do some more things to get
Thank you.
that clear. Okay. All right. Good. I'm glad we were able to get that microphone working. Okay, Luyan, let's come back to you. All right, you there?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Perfect. Thanks for your patience.
Sure.
Okay, go ahead and do these for me.
Yes. Bad, bed.
Mm-hmm.
Man, men.
Mm-hmm.
Dad, dead.
Mm-hmm.
And, end.
Good.
Bag, bag.
Mm-hmm.
Axe, Axe.
Okay, so those sounded pretty similar to me. So let's get that difference. Axe.
Axe. Axe. X.
There you go. X. So it kind of has that X. Good.
X. X.
Mhm.
Pan. Pen.
Mhm.
Sad. Set.
Mhm.
Sad. Said.
Mhm.
Temp. Temp.
So do the first one again.
Temp.
Hamper. Temper.
Temper. Temper. Temper.
Mhm.
Bland. Bland. Blend.
Good, because the first time you said it, it kind of was in between, but then you corrected yourself. So I liked hearing you correct yourself there. That's good. One thing that sometimes people get confused with is whenever we're saying things, man, men. You know, sometimes I'm holding out the first sound, but it doesn't matter how long I hold the vowel. It's still, it's still going to sound different. So it doesn't, man doesn't necessarily need to be a longer pronunciation. I can say man, 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 and it's still the same sound. I can say men, men, and still hold it out and still have that eh sound. And men, men, men. So it can be held longer and still hold that same vowel sound. So just want to be clear on that one. Go ahead.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, absolutely.
I hearing the first, for example, the MAN and the second word MEN, and the first words, I sound like the vowels you stress a little bit longer, or no?
Well, that's why I was kind of trying to emphasize there is that sometimes when I say these words, I stress or emphasize the first word more than the second word. But I can do the same thing for the second word. I can go men, or the men are very happy. That man is very happy. That man is very happy. So the stress more has to do in a sentence. The stress more has to do more with what's the main idea of the sentence. If man isn't the main idea, then we wouldn't stress it.
Yes, but one thing I'm not sure that's when we have distinguished between one is a short vowel A and short vowel E. That's how we distinguish.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So the difference between when I talk about a short vowel and a long vowel, the long vowel, these are both actually short vowels. So a and eh are considered short vowels. The long vowels of these two, so the long A would be A, would say A. So it would be like main, main.
Yes.
So that's the long vowel pronunciation of it. The long vowel for E is E. So mean, mean. So so when I say long and short, it doesn't necessarily mean how long I hold it. So I could say man, or I could say main. But the rule is, and in week 5, you go over the rules of long and short vowels. But the rule is when short vowels typically happen when there's only one vowel around. When we have two vowels or two vowels, so like in the word main, M-A-I-N, there's two vowels close to each other. So the first vowel says its full name. It's a long pronunciation. Main. Okay. But when there's only one vowel around, you get the short pronunciation, man.
This question relates to the short A and short E, right?
Yeah, so these are both short vowels, short A, short E.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. Absolutely, yeah. Good question.
Yeah.
Thank you, Luann. Okay, let's see. We'll do, I'm not sure who had. Okay, so one more person with this. Vazantha, you there?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Fine.
Good, good.
Sorry.
Okay, so what, go ahead and go through these for me and let me hear them for you.
Okay. Okay. Bad, bed.
Mm-hmm.
Man, men.
Good.
Dad, dead.
Mm-hmm.
And, end.
Good.
Bag, beg.
Mm-hmm.
Axe, X.
Mm-hmm.
Pan, pen.
Good.
Sat, set. Sad, said.
Mm-hmm.
Tamper, temper. Bland, blend.
Excellent, excellent. And hopefully for all of those who are listening, it's kind of nice to hear other people say it and hear the difference of how different voices say the different sounds, because everybody who's doing it is really having a clear sound between those ah and eh sound. It's just a different voice that's saying it. So yeah, that's excellent. Good job.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, you got it. Okay, I am going to give Rose, let's have you do this real quick.
Okay. Bad, bed. Man, men. Dad, dead. And, bag, beg. Axe, X.
Okay, do that one
Fan,
again. Do that one again for me. Axe, X.
Axe, X.
Good.
Pen, pen.
Mm-hmm.
Sat, set. Sad, said. Temper, temper.
Okay, do that one again. A little bit more ah in tamper. Tamper.
Temper, temper. Damper, temper.
Good.
Blend, blend.
Good. Good. So I would just have you be very aware of the ah sound and make sure that that's really distinguished between the eh, like in regular speech when you're saying, you know, my dad is coming or something like that. Make sure that jaw is dropped enough for the ah sound. Okay?
Thank you.
Good, Rose. Thank you. Okay, one more. Francis. Francis, you there?
Yeah, do you hear me?
Yeah, great. Excellent. Okay, go through them for me.
Bad, bed. Man, men. Dad, dead. And, end. Bag, beg. Axe, X.
Mm-hmm.
Pen, pen. Sat, set. Sad, said. Tamper, temper. Bland, blend.
Okay, I want you to do two of them for me. Do these ones.
Pen, pen.
Mm-hmm, good. Okay, so I want to make sure that for you as well, that P sound is a voiceless sound. Pan, pan,
Yeah,
and
I have a
pen.
problem.
Yeah.
That's my problem. I have a problem with P and F sound, B and V sound.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Making sure that those, so V and F, va, 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 and f. Yeah. Yeah. Making sure the difference between that voiced and voiceless sounds. And that paper, holding the paper in front of your mouth is a good trick for the P sound and actually for the F. The F sound's not going to be as dramatic as the P as far as the blowing the air. But yeah, really kind of working on that control between voiced and voiceless on those will be very helpful for you. When you said problem, though, that sounded great. That was a good, nice, voiceless P. So I think you're probably on getting it. It's just maybe not 100% yet.
Yeah, exactly.
And then do these two for me again.
Temper, temper.
Okay, so that one, the T's and the D's, I'd be careful about the voiced and voiceless sounds as well, because I'm kind of hearing a little bit of damper and demper instead of tamper, tamper. So there's a little bit of a release in air. So if you just slow it down as you're practicing, and just make sure there's a release of air before you move into the rest of the word. Tamper, temper.
Temper, temper.
Okay. And tell me what your first language is.
Filipino.
Okay. So, yeah, so it's just that release. So do this for me. Ta, ta,
Ta, ta,
ta.
Ta.
And then do t, t, t. Good.
Temper.
Hamper.
Temper.
So keep playing with that, kind of that voiceless sound on each of those, the P's, the T's, the F's, you know, and make sure there's a little bit of a release of air before you move into the next word. Okay?
All right.
All right. Thanks, Francis. All right. Excellent. Unless there's more, I think we got everybody that wanted to try this. So we'll go ahead and move on. Tien, the next question is from you. So I'm going to unmute you while we go through this question. Tien, you there?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, excellent. Good to have you here again.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had a good question about ending sounds. So, so going through the week 1 assignment, we talk about final voice consonants. So we're contrasting the voiced and the voiceless, which we were just kind of doing there with some of our other students. So you were saying I practice a lot with those ending sounds, and like you're saying when you go slowly, you're able to get them. But once you go to normal speed, it's kind of tricky, which is definitely expected at this point. We don't expect kind of you to practice it slowly and then jump right into conversation with it at normal speed. It kind of takes a little bit of that, okay, I'm going to practice it slowly, and then I'm going to slowly speed up, and then I'm going to slowly speed up. And as you kind of go week by week and you are aware of those ending sounds, then they will become more comfortable for you to use in conversation. But that's definitely, it takes a little bit of time and practice. Okay, so that's very natural.
Okay.
But the second part of your question, you're saying when you hear other native speakers speak normally or at a faster pace, it's difficult to hear the final sounds.
Actually, I know the rules. Which one should say z or one should say s, but I can't hear it.
Yeah, and so here's what tends to happen is the first week of the program, I teach, okay, we have to get our final consonants in there because we have to train our mouth to get in position for those final sounds. Because what happens with a lot of my students is they'll just completely delete or drop the ending sounds of words, and that's not what native speakers do. They might not release the ending sound, but they always get their mouth in position for the ending sound. So we're going to go over some practice things for me to show you what that sounds like or what that's like. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so contrasting first the S and Z sound. So price and prize. Okay? Price, prize. So the difference is that voiceless and then the voiced. Price, prize. So say those two for me.
Price, prize.
Good. Okay, the price is fair. The price is fair.
The price is fair.
Good.
The price is fair.
Okay, good. So one thing is I'm not saying the price is fair. The price is fair. The price is fair. So even if I say it quickly, I'm not deleting it. I'm just kind of going through it. I'm not just releasing it for very long. Okay?
Okay.
So like the prize is fair. The prize is fair. I'm not saying the prize is fair. The prize is fair. I'm saying the prize is fair. Prizes.
Yeah.
And linking
The
it.
price is fair.
Yeah. The prize is fair.
The price is fair.
Good. Okay, so what happens here is it's a combination of we always get our mouth in position for the ending sound. We might just not release it fully. And then the other thing is we link it or we connect it to the next word so that we can get the ending sound on there fluidly. Okay, prizes versus the prices. Okay, so those are the two tricks with linking and connecting the ending words. All right, let's do this. Race, raise.
Race, raise.
Good. The race will be next month.
The race will be next month.
Okay, good. So I want you to connect it now. The race will. The race will.
The race will. The race will.
Perfect.
The race will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the race will be next month.
Okay, now let's do that with raise. The raise will be next month.
The raise will be next month.
Okay, and connect it even more. The raise will.
The raise will be next month.
Good.
The raise will be next month.
Okay, so there's a clear difference to me. Raise. So I'm going to say either the first sentence or the second sentence, and you tell me which one I'm saying. Okay.
Okay.
This is for everyone. Okay. So everyone, either tell me the first sentence, or if I'm saying the first sentence or the second sentence. Okay. The race will be next month. The race will be next month.
The first.
Good. The first one. Good. Good. Okay, so let's go into another one. Okay, face and phase.
Face and phase.
Good. Good. Okay, say this for me.
This face is clear. This face is clear.
Okay, get that TH in position. This.
This face is clear.
Okay, faces, right? And then this phase is clear.
This face is clear. This face is clear.
Okay, so do the two in contrast. So do the first sentence and then the second sentence. Let me hear the difference there.
Okay. This face is clear. This face is clear.
Good. Okay, so I'm hearing a clear difference between the voiced and the voiceless. And it's subtle. It's very, very subtle, but it's still a difference there. Okay? Now, when we get into the T's and D's sound, and if anybody's wanting to practice these, go ahead and just kind of do the raise hand icon, and I'll come back to you. But let me kind of go through some of these examples as well. The T and D is a little bit more tricky because we have that tap T rule, right? When T is surrounded by vowels, it becomes a D. So sometimes a T is at the end of a word, but we pronounce it as a D sound. Like let's see. The bracelet was tight on my wrist. Tight on my wrist. You know, tight on my wrist. It's going to sound the same as tied on my wrist, because tight on my wrist. It's going to kind of change it to a D sound. So it does get a little bit tricky there, where T's and D's kind of share a little bit, but the same idea. Oh yeah, the string was tied on her finger. Tight on her finger. So it kind of gets that D pronunciation, because it's, if you think of the way it sounds, tied on her finger, it's going to get that tap T rule. Okay, but one thing I want to emphasize is you don't say the string was tie on my wrist, on her finger. The string was tie on her finger. You always get your mouth in position for that ending sound.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tight.
So do those two sentences for me.
The string was tied on her finger. The string was tied on her finger.
Yeah, and getting
the same.
So getting a little bit more of the D. Tied on. Yeah.
The string was tied on her finger.
Yeah, so it would essentially sound exactly the same. Those two. Yeah. Was tight on her finger. Tight. You can kind of emphasize tight and get it sounding a little bit different. But in connected speech, it's going to sound very, very close, if not exactly the same. So this is an example that's going to be a little bit different. So say set, said.
Set, said.
And then do this one for me.
She set the table.
She set the table. She set the table. And a lot of times what happens is that T doesn't get a full release. So she set the table, set the, but I'm not saying she set the table. She set the table. I'm not totally dropping the T. Set the table versus set the. Do you hear the difference there?
Okay.
Set the.
So she set the table.
So do that one again. Set the.
Set the.
Yeah.
Set the.
Yeah, set the. So there's a little bit of like a kind of closing off with the T and then releasing the TH. Okay? She said the table. She said the table. She said the table.
Oh, it was challenging for me for the second one.
I know.
She said the table.
Yeah, and so what
She
happens
said
is that
the
D
table.
comes in. The D comes in and closes off the mouth. Said, said,
Said,
said.
said,
So instead of
said.
releasing the D, just kind of close it off. Said,
Ah, okay.
said,
Said, said,
said.
said,
She
said,
said the table.
said, yeah. Said the table.
She said the table.
She said the table.
Yeah, there you go. You got it. Okay, hurt and heard.
Hurt and heard.
hmm He hurt his brother. He hurt his brother.
He hurt his brother.
Get that TH on brother. He hurt his brother.
He hurt his brother.
Good. He heard his brother. He heard his brother.
He heard his brother.
Very nice. Okay, excellent. Okay, so is that making a little bit more sense to you? So the two things to remember are you always get your mouth in position for the ending sounds, but you don't always release it, and you want to link it to the next word.
Okay.
Okay?
Got it.
Okay, good. Good question there. Okay, I'm going to let some of the others, there's some of you that want to try this. Osvaldo.
Hello, Annie.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing? Glad to have you back.
Fine. This is a difficult prayer for me, so
Okay.
I want to try.
Do you want to do T's and D's or S and Z's?
Actually, can I do both?
Yeah,
This
sure. Let's go ahead.
wrong with both.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead with these two.
Price and prize.
Good. Do the sentence for me.
The price is fair.
Mm-hmm.
The price is fair.
Good. So a little bit more. I can hear that there's a little bit more just kind of voicing on there. The prize is fair.
The price is fair.
Good. And the way it's connected, perfect.
Yeah. Rise and raise.
Okay, you're going to get the race and raise.
Raise, raise.
Yeah, I was hearing rice at first with a short I, rice, and we want race. Yeah.
Raise. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The race will be next month.
Mm-hmm.
The race will be next month.
Exactly. Okay, good. Just a little bit more voicing kind of distinguishes those two. And to native speakers, that's going to be a very obvious difference. Good.
Face, face, phase.
There you go. Phase, getting a little bit more. Yep.
This phase is clear. This phase is clear.
Good. Phases. So if it helps, yeah, helping to link it, phases. This phase is clear.
The phase is clear.
Kind of helps that with the voicing. All right, let's try the T's and D's, which can be a lot trickier.
Tight, tied.
Good.
The string was tied on her finger.
Mm-hmm.
The string was tied on her finger.
Mm-hmm. Good. And a lot of times what happens with these kind of sentences is if you're trying to kind of distinguish something like that, you're going to, like what you just did, you emphasize tight. The string was tight on her finger, you know, and there's kind of this rhythm of the string was tight on her finger, you know, and you kind of emphasize that tight and then you bring it down afterwards. Okay, next one.
The string was tied on her finger.
Mm-hmm. Tied on. Good. Tied on. Just connecting that really smoothly.
Said, said.
Good.
She set the table. She said the table.
Yeah, she said the table. So it does take a little bit more of that push to get that voice engaged for the D sound.
Okay. Hurt, heard. He hurt his brother. He heard his brother.
Yes, beautiful. Yep, I'm hearing a very clear difference there. Okay. Okay, I love it. All right. Seems like this is kind of probably a weak thing for everyone. So I'm going to let you guys have a chance to practice this. So Artem, you there, Artem?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead through these.
Yeah, I'd like to practice the both.
Okay, so let's go back here.
Thank you. Price, prize. The price is fair. The price is fair. The price is fair.
Okay, so do that one again. So the first one.
The price is fair. The price is fair.
There you go. Good. And the key really is, because I think it's a lot easier to do the voiceless sound, but the key is getting that voiced, that more emphasized voiced sound on there.
Price.
So that's good.
Price. Race, raise. The race will be next month. The race will be next month.
Excellent.
Face, phase.
Mm-hmm.
This space is clear. This space is clear.
Yep, getting that voicing on there. Excellent.
Tied, tied.
Mm-hmm.
The string was tied on her finger.
Mm-hmm.
The string was tied on her finger.
Mm-hmm. Tied on. Yeah, if you connect
Tied
that
on.
even more, that it will be.
Was tied on her finger.
Yeah, there you go. Because tied on was tied on her finger versus tied on. It was tied on her finger. You could kind of connect that one a little bit more.
Tied on.
Mm-hmm.
Said. She set the table. She set the table.
Good, good. And I liked how you kind of just closed off that T and moved right into the TH. That was really good linking there. Mm-hmm.
Set the table.
Said the. Mm-hmm. Set the.
Heard. He heard his brother. He heard his brother.
Mm-hmm. Good. Subtle differences, but definitely important. Good job, Artem. Excellent.
Thank you.
All right, let's see. Francis. All right, go ahead.
Tight and tied.
Mm-hmm.
The string was tight on her finger.
Mm-hmm.
The string was tied on her finger.
So connect that a little bit more. Tied on her finger.
The string was tied on her finger.
Good. That sounds a lot more clearer. And when you emphasize that D, it kind of sounds, it's similar to the T, but if you just connect it, tied on, then it's very easy.
Set and said. She set the table. She said the table.
Mm-hmm. Connect this one a little bit more. She set the table. She set the table.
She set the table.
Yeah. Good.
She said the table.
Mm-hmm.
Heart and heard.
So do this one again. Hurt.
Hurt and heard.
Good.
He hurt his brother. He heard his brother.
Mm-hmm. Get that TH on brother. Brother.
He hurt his brother. He
So
heard his brother.
Mm-hmm. Say just brother for me. Brother. Brother.
Brother.
And get a little bit more.
Brother.
Yeah, and spread it. So what we want to do is we want to loosen up that TH sound a little bit so it doesn't, so like with the D sound, it's kind of like this popping, duh, 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 duh. With the TH sound, it's more of a continuous sound. So as you loosen up that, your tongue a little bit there, brother, brother.
Brother.
Okay, get your tongue between your teeth. The.
The.
Mm-hmm. And loosen it up. The. Okay, so I want you to practice that kind of loosening up that TH sound. So you don't want to be tight in that and have it be a pop. The. You want it to be the. Here, do okay, a little bit more. Okay, so practice that. You got to get comfortable with that movement in your mouth so that you can get that good TH sound. I know it's gonna feel awkward at first. Good. Okay. Okay, be sure to practice that and get that flow sound to that TH sound, okay?
All right.
All right, thanks, Francis. Okay. Wow, we have a lot. Luyan, you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you want to go through some of these?
I have problem with T and D linking too. So
Oh, okay.
before I read these sentences, I just wondering the tight and tight this is a stop what I call stop T.
Yeah, some of that, what we call the tap T, where the T becomes a D pronunciation. Yeah, tight on. So we can kind of do both ways. We can emphasize the T and make it a T,
Okay.
or we can, if a native speaker were saying it, it would be, the string was tied on her finger, tied on. So they basically sound the same, these two sentences. Yeah.
Okay, so the first one is a tight, and the second word is tight.
Tied on,
The string was tied on her finger.
Which is funny because if it was a native speakers talking to each other, they'd probably have a little bit of a communication breakdown there. Was it tight or was it tied? Like there would be a little bit of confusion there, just in the sense of like, just because we reduce this in this context, it changes it to be the same. So
the second sentence is I can understand it, but the first one I just wondering. The first sentence is I just wondering we say the D there or we say the T sound.
And it can be either way because technically with that tap T, it could become a D sound. But if you're wanting to really, communicate, oh, the string was really tight on her finger, I would emphasize tight with a T. Tight. It was so tight.
Okay. So the string was tight on her finger.
Good. So there's a little bit of a pause there. That's good.
Okay. The string was tight on her finger.
Good.
Okay. Said. She set the table.
Okay. And connect that a little bit more. So set the.
Okay. She set the table.
Perfect. Yeah. So it's like we're not saying the table. We're saying set the. So we're still getting that T in position, but we're just not releasing it.
Okay. Second word is the sentence. She said the table.
She said the table. Yeah. So there would be a little bit more of a break there because of the context of this. But she said the table.
Okay. The last one. Heard.
Good.
Okay. He heard his brother.
You get that TH sound, brother.
He heard his brother.
Good.
He heard his brother.
Good. So I'm very clear. So do that a little bit more fluidly. He heard his brother.
He heard his brother.
Good. I like that TH sound at that. Okay, excellent. Yeah, so that's the trick, is just kind of practicing it slowly as you go through sentences and you're reading and you're kind of coming across different situations of linking and ending sounds. Just being aware that we're going to put our mouth in position. We might not always release it, but we always put our mouth in position and then just look to what the next word is and see how we can connect it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, good, thank you. Okay, let's see. I am forgetting. Osvaldo, I think we did this one with you. If not, say something in the questions. But Rose, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, let's go through it with you.
Okay. Tight and tied. The string was tight on my finger. The string was tied on my finger.
Good. And that nice fluid.
Set the table. She said the table.
Good. And a lot of it, like you just did, it has to do with the rhythm of it. Ready? Okay, right? Because she said she set the table. She set the table. It's all just one fluid thing. Whereas she said the table. So it kind of, sets it apart the way you went up in your intonation and then changed that. That was good.
Thank you. He hurt his brother. He heard his brother.
Mm-hmm. He heard his brother. Good. Yeah, so the change in that tone really helps with these differences. So I think you nailed it. That was perfect. All right, thank you, Rose. Oh, I cut you off a little bit. Okay, Tien, did we go over these together yet? Let me see. Oh, Tien, you there?
Yeah.
Have you done these yet?
Yeah, I already done this.
Oh, you did this, yeah.
Yeah.
It was your
It's my
question. That's right. Okay, thanks. All right, so Vasantha, you're our last one with this one. You there?
Hello?
Hi. You want to go through these?
Hi. Yes.
Okay, let's
T
do
and
it.
D. Yeah. Tight, tied.
Good.
The string was tied on her finger.
Mm-hmm.
The string was tied on her finger.
Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah, and you can do that connected as well, but it's nice and clear the way you did that. Yeah.
Set, said. She set the table.
Mm-hmm. And do it connected. She set the table.
She set the table.
Mm-hmm.
She said the table.
Good, and I liked that intonation. Good.
Hurt, heard. He hurt his brother.
Mm-hmm.
He heard his brother.
Okay, get a stronger D at the end. He heard his brother.
He heard his brother.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so kind of bringing that intonation up and emphasizing the D and then coming down on his brother. Perfect. Yep, very nice. Okay, good.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Okay, let me go ahead and go up through and make sure. Francis, you were talking about, oh, okay, Francis, we kind of addressed this. Let me unmute you again. Francis, I'm just going up to your first question that you wrote in the questions box about the P and F and V and B. So we had kind of talked about this, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we kind of went through that. So making sure, kind of practicing, it's more the voiceless sound. So P and F is where you want to concentrate. It's the V sound, making sure the V is in the right position. Va, 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 va. Do you have a problem getting your teeth on your lips for the V sound? Va?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a problem.
Okay, so if you don't get your teeth on your lips, it's going to sound like what sound? Do you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to sound like a W sound. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So like van is going to sound like wan, wan. So if we don't get your teeth on your lips, very versus wary, very, very has to get that contact there. Okay. So making sure the context there's for the V sound, and then the P and the F, making sure that we have the voiceless. Okay.
All right.
And really it just comes down to, I know that we have bonus lessons for all of those sounds that you mentioned there. So going into the bonus lessons, getting the worksheets, and just the repetition, just consistently practicing it and then kind of building from there. Once you feel like, okay, I can do it with the worksheets really well, then you start moving into, okay, what other things can I read, and just be conscious and focusing on whenever I come across a P sound that I get that airflow. And then, same thing with the other sounds. Whenever I come across that sound, how can I do that? So that focused practice consistently is what's going to help lead it into conversation eventually. Okay?
All right.
All right. Thanks,
Annie.
Francis. Okay, let me just go through and make sure that I didn't miss any questions that came through as we're going through that. It sounds like for a lot of you, those, what we were working on today, the contrast in the vowels and then the ending sounds were something that you really needed to work on. If there's any other questions, I know we're still out of time, but I want to make sure that if you came today and made the effort today, that we got your questions answered. So go ahead and write those in the questions box. Otherwise, we'll probably wrap it up. So if you do have other questions and you want to go over them in the next webinar, just email me again. Email me and say, hey, here's my question. Let's go over it in the next webinar, and I'll include that. And if it's something that I can answer via email, I will. But Rose, here real quick. Rose, I'm going to unmute you. Rose, you there?
Yeah, how do you say Hoyer, where? Left.
So I'm trying to think of what that word is. Hoyer. Hoyer? I've never actually seen that word anywhere. So what?
This is one of the device when somebody is like bedridden. So this is the device we will try to take the patient out of the bed. So the wire lift.
So the way I would pronounce it, not even knowing kind of what it is, because I'm not in that setting, but Hoyer is how I would pronounce it.
Yes.
Hoyer. So let me get Hoyer. So let me get this and kind of spell it out in. Where am I? Hoyer. So it has what we call the invisible. We have that y sound in there. Hoy, oi, 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 yer. Hoyer.
Hoyer. Okay, I got it. Thank you so much.
So yeah, make sure you get that. You kind of drive into that yer. Hoyer.
Hoyer. Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, and whenever you have specific words, and this is for all of you, when you have specific words within your industry and things that you're like, I have no idea how to do that. It's really a matter of breaking it down into the different sounds of it. And if you have a native speaker there that you can say, okay, now say that really slowly and broken down into syllables, then that can help you kind of distinguish, because what we're doing here is we're just kind of breaking it down into syllables. And so when they say it broken down into syllables, you can get a better feel for it. Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Rose. Okay, let me. Oh, and then Rose, you said wire. Hold on, real quick. Rose, wire. Did you have another word? Wire.
Yeah, I have W is a big problem for me. So next I will send you some questions, but quickly this thing came up in my mind, so that's what I put it in.
Okay, so here with this one, wire, it has the same ending as Hoyer, but we're going to get a long I in the Y. Wire.
Okay. Wire. Okay.
Good.
Wire.
Yeah, you got it. All right, thanks, Rose. And then, yeah, so Osvaldo, you were just asking about. Osvaldo, did you have another question, or were you just talking about the Hoyer?
The Hoyer, I didn't get how to spell that.
Yeah, and that's the spelling of it, the way Rose was writing it was Hoyer, like that. And I guess it's a device used in the nursing setting. So that's what it is. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, good. All right, I think we got through all the questions today. So, hold on. The screen. There we go. Okay, so thank you very much for coming today. I appreciate all of the questions. Remember, consistency is the key. Just making sure that you're getting a little bit of time every day, and you'll be amazed at how that then compounds itself and builds from there. Okay, real quick, did you let's see, I'm having a hard time pronouncing your name. You're asking about linking words.
Yes.
Dejuiced. Well, how do you pronounce your name?
Dieu juste.
Jujust?
Dieu juste.
Yeah, and those are all these sounds that I need to really learn. These new sounds in
Yeah, it's a French name.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so tell me your question. Is there a rule to link words?
Yeah, so let's go back to the which sentence I can say. The string was tied on her finger. So tied on, I want to know if I can link on and her, on her finger.
On her finger, yeah.
On her finger.
On her
Okay.
finger. Okay, so go ahead.
So I want to know more about linking words because in French we link a lot of words. So I know there's a lot of like words stress word. So most of the time in French, the word are really stressed, we don't link it. So I want to know more about like linking words, in English.
Yeah, so linking I think is in week 6 or 7, but we talk about, so linking, most of our words are going to be linked, just like the French language. Most of the words are going to be linked. The only time we don't link them is at times where, like you said, similar, where when you stress a word and you kind of do a little bit of a pause in the rhythm of it. If you're kind of pausing on it, then you'll kind of have that pause before you move on. So the string was really tight on her finger. If you're really stressing that tight, then you're kind of going to hang on that a little bit, and there's a little bit of a break before you go on to the next one, the next phrase. So at the end, when there's a comma or a period or emphasis in some way, then you won't link, but all the rest of the times you basically will link.
Okay.
So lots of linking. And if you listen to, it's just that pausing and emphasis that breaks up words, but for the most part, we're connecting all of them.
Okay. So I think in the next webinar, I can come with more sentences that I have problem with linking words, like about a preposition and of let's say a phrasal word. Follow a preposition. So sometimes it's hard for me to link all of those. So I think that we're running out of time. Next time that I can come with those with a sentence like that, example that you can help me linking those words.
Yes, I think that would be excellent. I think other students would really, really like that as well. So email me those and just say, let's go over this in the next webinar together. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, excellent. Okay, excellent job today, you guys. I love the involvement. I love the participation, so I won't keep you any longer, but glad you could all come today. I hope it was worthwhile for you. And we'll hopefully see you again during our next webinar, which will be in 2 weeks. And we'll go ahead and go from there. All right, so keep working, keep consistent, and you'll see great results as you keep that consistency. Okay? All right, have a great rest of the week. Bye.